This was the video that convinced NASA not to release the video right away.
That's why I think I'm going crazy sometimes, because the more I look at this and the more I'm like I'm coming to a point where it's like anything and everything is possible, and that's kind of scary. Like, I almost believe in time travel now. Like, what the fuck?
Like the internet sleuth that we have now, where
they're solving crime.
Oh my God,
they're solving it faster than the police.
I'm just trying not to get off
topic, or just get off.
So I got a video that I want to show you.
Don't start it when I'm like in the middle. Like, should we? So, come on, man. So what do we got here in the world of mysteriousness?
Mysteries.
Okay.
We have. A few days ago, there was a UFO sighting. I am massive on like UFO sightings. It seems like we're getting them more often now than ever. It's also social media news, all of that. But yeah, so I'm just going to jump right into news coverage, and then I want to bring together what my link is to this.
Okay.
I am going to make you a bet that the next time you get a window seat on a plane, you're going to think of this next story, and you're going to think of the guest who is going to talk about this next story. Michelle Reyes was flying over New York City with her daughter, and she was sitting by a window. When she did what a lot of us do, we, take pictures out the window, nice video of the New York skyline. It's an amazing view. But what Michelle did not expect to see was a cylinder-shaped object zipping across her line of sight near LaGuardia Airport. What did you do with the video, and did you reach out to authorities to share it with them?
Thank you for having me. And when I realized that I had something like this on the video, the first thing I did was I emailed the FAA to let them know what I saw, and maybe it was a safety hazard. I reached out to them. Unfortunately, I haven't heard back from them. They didn't acknowledge my email. And then I sent it to Enigma Labs and the National UFO Database.
Oh, okay. So, and as I understand, your dad is a former Navy guy, so you were able to share with him as well. What did he say?
I showed it to him first, and he honestly had no idea what it was either. He had no idea. He was just as baffled as I was.
That's crazy. So just to steamroll through all of this, it is confirmed that there was no alteration done to the video. This was exactly what it was, meaning they can't identify what it was. They submitted to the UFO database. I don't know if you know, if you follow that, but I just recently found out a month ago, there's an app where you can look at any area in the world, and people upload this is what I saw in the sky.
Yeah. So my ideas on this, there's several ideas. I think that there might be technologies that we have or other countries have that we know nothing about. So I think those might be they could be drones type things. There's several different ideas I have. It could be us, or if it was from outer space, I don't necessarily think there's just think about us, what we have on the moon and what we have on Mars, the drones that we drop there. I think that they might send things to record data and stuff from us, but I'm not positive that it's from outer space. I even think that there's a chance that it could be from inner Earth.
Such a great transition. So I'm a huge fan of the Y-Files. They were just talking about some information where I'm just wait, Barbora, did you just hear that?
The tall lights travel.
Also, real fast, I also don't think there's one answer. I think multiple things could be happening. I think that there could be actual civilizations underground. I think that there could also be a teleportation. There could be ripples in time. That's why I think I'm going crazy sometimes, because the more I look at this and the more I'm could be weird things have been coming to light that I never thought were true. So why can't this be true? So now it's my mind is open to all options, but that's also you also feel you're going a little crazy.
See, but it's also because we just live in the age of information, and I think we're being overloaded with more information than humans ever received in life. And you're also finding out about things that you realize weren't true when you were a kid, and it kind of makes you dismantle every single thing that you've ever been taught. So for the Y-Files, they were just talking about this story about these alien overlords, and they had hit on
The
something.
stars in large, black, triangular titanium ships. Smaller scout crafts were used to travel within the solar system and around the Earth. These are roughly the size of a bus and can only land on Earth during the full moon. You've seen these scout crafts before, you just know them as the TicTac. Charles learned that the scout crafts aren't alien at all. Government contractors like Boeing and Lockheed are the ones building them.
Let's look at this. You know what this is?
Dude, wrong, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ISS. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This is an alternative energy and propulsion device. These are things that have existed all the way back to the 60s. But the one that they call the TicTac here off the coast of San Diego, the white one, looked very much like this. These have been made by the Lockheed Skunk Works.
Does that not, like, I mean, kind of?
It looks like that.
It's crazy. I never heard about this, like, cylinder thing before as like it being a thing. Right now, I'm immediately reminded of a time when I was a kid. One of my closest friends in the world, his name is William Lindsay, and he told me a story about him and his girlfriend seeing a black cylinder in the sky. And I was like, he was like, we saw a UFO. And I'm like, for real? Like a saucer? And he was like, nah, man, this was different. It was like a cylinder. It was like a long thing, no wings or anything.
And that was before all this was out.
This was when I was like 16?
Wow.
Yeah, this was forever ago.
I had an experience. So, okay, I was a kid. I was probably in middle school. I lived in Texas, Corpus Christi. Me and my best friend were outside. Now, my dad was military, so we lived close to a military base. Mm-hmm. I say that because that's where my mind went when I saw it. I wasn't scared. I was thinking military something. Yep. But we looked up in the sky and we saw like a triangle, and it had lights on each side. First, I just thought it was like a plane or whatever, but what was weird is that it was up in the sky, and then all of a sudden it would go, like an airplane kind of like travels.
Yeah.
This would just like go.
Yeah.
And we were like, we weren't scared, we were like running around, laughing, following it or whatever, and then we went back to his house and drew it real fast, and this is before like YouTube existed and all that stuff. The weirdest thing is I didn't go to aliens. I guess because at such a young age, I lived on military bases for so long, like air shows and all this stuff was always a part, like seeing the like the stealth bomber.
Yep.
Like I just thought it was military technology.
Yeah.
So that's why my mind kind of goes there sometimes when I see these. It's like I'm not sure, but I know it's something that we're not being told about.
Yeah.
And I do believe it could be possibly like stuff from aliens that landed and we reverse engineer it to find technology that we are now building on. I mean, especially if you look at like the exponential rate of our advancement in technology, it kind of like
boom,
blew up. So I just wish they would just be like, fuck it, and show themselves for real. Just like come down and be like, we're here. But I don't know. They might have some kind of like treaty or something, because I have heard stories from people in the military that they would release information once they got there.
Yeah.
If you saw and knew what I knew, you wouldn't tell people either.
Yep.
And that kind of scared me.
Oh
like,
my God, it put like a pit in my stomach. Cause when people are like, just tell us, I'm like, man, I think the reality is like the masses wouldn't be able to handle it.
I think they're afraid of if the truth came out, then people would be like, fuck taxes.
Man,
like, fuck this job.
There's some movie came out a few years ago. They were able to see the world like for how it actually is, and like there's all these advertisements, but they're all like these alien leeches that are like creating.
Oh, yeah. What is that? They Live.
They Live.
Because They Live is where, like you were talking about, there's like advertisements of like a bikini girl or whatever, and they put it on and it says like obey.
Okay, wait, no, this isn't the movie I'm thinking of. What's the movie about this world where like you can see these aliens that are like creating all of these like advertisements, and they're like these giant leeches, but it's not They Live.
It sounds like you're describing a movie with a concept similar to They Live, but with a different twist. Another film that might fit your description is Branded, also known as The Mad Cow in Moscow 2017.
America is falling in love with the burger. Introducing the Super Deluxe Jumbo Juicy Burger. 2.5 pounds of sizzling pure all beef. Try the burger. You'll fall in love.
I've never seen this.
Really?
We have perfected the code. How far are you willing to go?
We'll do whatever you advise.
What if there was a code in your mind that controlled your desires? What if it was implanted, branded there by the products that you use every day?
You're seeing creatures.
No, I'm really seeing them.
Someone set this whole thing up. They made me a pawn in their conspiracy.
We have completed the first step. We have begun to alter consumers' minds.
This whole country is just one.
What's up?
And everyone's just smiling.
I'm afraid that's not even nearly far enough.
That looks good. I wonder why I've never seen it before.
I remember watching it when it came out, and I was like, man, these effects don't look that great. But the idea of it was always like, damn, this is interesting. This is really interesting. So
yeah, because this one's old
Yeah.
school. This
masters! What do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you?
Young Buck
recruited the rich and the powerful. They're running the whole show. Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look. They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them. Stay away from me. Put these on. They have us. Look at them. They're everywhere. I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Chew bubblegum and kick ass.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's just funny how guns and explosions sounded in movies back in the day.
Basically, like, they put on the glasses and then they see the world for what it really is.
Yeah.
And everything's like propaganda and whatever. And
We just gotta have like a section where we just put our tinfoil hats on, and we're like, all right, now we're on to the mysteries part.
exactly, we should. Like, I'm coming to a point where it's like anything and everything is possible, and that's kind of scary.
See, what I was about to say, so for you having that childhood experience, I'm like, man, it's dope, because for me, like, I haven't seen anything I can't explain, like, with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, the reality to that is that technically I feel like I can explain everything because an explanation has been given to me prior. So I'm just using the logic that's been given to me. Again, tinfoil hat time, but like, it's just like the stars. Like, those are what they are because someone told me what they are. Do I have the means to be able to like explore and like prove what it is and what? No, I don't.
Because they also told us Santa was real, and
Yeah.
I believed that shit for way too long. Way too fucking long. I wanted to believe in like magic and shit. Did you know that Mars, they like detected material, I guess? It's the same mineral deposits, I guess, that you would find after a nuclear war.
Yeah, I heard about that. And just like essentially Mars was like as lush as Earth was.
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah.
And we, or somebody, blew it up. I don't know. And also, like, I've been watching a lot of things where, like, it seems like there was advanced technology way before us. Like, we think, like, we're the first ones, but, like, there's, like, evidence of, like, Egyptians having, like they made their own batteries and stuff, and they had electricity, and they, like, have reproduced what they found during digs. They kind of, like, reproduced the test, and it did generate electricity.
Yeah.
So I think that we don't know that much. Like, I almost believe in time travel now. Like, what the fuck? But also what I heard, though, is that, like, if you are from the future and you go to the past, you are automatically in a different timeline. Because anything you do, like, say, for example, you go to the past and you kill your great-grandfather. But then you're like, well, then how would I have been alive to do that? Well, it's because you slipped to a different time zone.
Yeah, you created a new timeline.
But if you go in the future, you're in the same timeline.
There was a piece of me that then, like, had this thought of, it was a piece of me that was able to just strip all of my ego away. And I was like, damn, how egotistical is that to believe that me as an individual, if I made this decision, now there's an entirely new universe that is created just based from me. You know how, like, it's infinite. Like, there's infinite decisions I can make every single day, and I'm just one out of 7 billion people now? Like, and everybody is having that experience, which would mean there are, like, a word I can't even say as far as how long the number is of infinite. That's what it would, there's just infinite realities. It would have to be, in order for, like, that to be a thing, or that's just the human ego. Like, there's no way, it's just me. Like, there has to be more to this experience. There's no, and I think that's that's the other thing that I struggle with is, when I think about everything being bigger than what it is, I'm like, man, maybe that's just my ego, and that is the human ego, that it's just like, there's no way that I end. Like, every human is like, there's no way that I just end.
Yes,
there has to, like, the way that I feel, there's energy here, there's this, there's no way that I just end. And maybe that's just, like, every human that has ever existed not being able to come to the terms that, like, yeah, this is it.
Well, I'm on the same boat as you. It's like, I feel like, okay, the energy has to go somewhere. I don't know if it's dispersed and we go into different things, if it's reincarnation. But then, like, I wonder, okay, well, this energy that's me, how come I don't remember anything that happened before I was born? What makes me think I'm going to remember anything after I die? Where were we before we were born? And then how do we access that if it is there?
So I had this wild thought. Buddy of mine, he's doing a documentary just about, like, trans rights, and, like, you know, he went out and, like, fought, like, at Tallahassee. Like, they were, you know, really fighting to, like, not have this bill go through. There was a person in his documentary who had, like, went up to the podium, and she was sharing her experience as, like a child, like, knowing that, like, this didn't feel like her skin. And she was like, as a young boy, like, I couldn't even look at my shadow, because, like, I would look at my shadow and it's not me, and I can't understand how come people don't understand. I'm like, if you believe in reincarnation, like, what if, like, you just, like, remember very tiny pieces of yourself? And it's like, no, you don't remember the person you were, but you remember the gender you were.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing you are connected with.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in my life, I'm open to, like, anything being an option.
So I had, when I was 3 years old, I was at my great-grandma's house. I fell off of her couch, banged my head on this, like, washer that was next to split my head open. I was in a hospital for 3 days. I get out of the hospital. My mom tells the story to this day. She says she comes over to my grandma's house, and I'm sitting on her lap. And this is my great-grandmother. So she's, like, 90. And she's going through her photo album, and my mom told me I spoke clearer than I have ever spoken before, complete sentences, and, like, I was walking her through all of these her family members.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, her dead family members, because she outlived most everybody from, like, her generation. And I was telling her word for word all of these people. So when I said I've never experienced anything I couldn't explain, that is something I experienced I couldn't explain, but I don't remember it. My mom is the one who tells this story to me.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to the Y-Files, and the one thing that I love about that show is like, they myth bust at the end. They get you sucked into the story, and then it's like, okay, after, you know, going through all of the facts, this is what I realized about this point in the story. This I can't prove wrong. That's what I love about it. And I remember like listening to the show and I was like, man, am I like putting myself on like the wrong road right now? And I'm gonna get further and further from like what's real, or is this like, cause I was like, man, I really had this thought about like the guy who runs the Y-Files, and like he'll talk about people who like, he'll do a whole show about people who like got offed because of like information that they were like trying to release or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you doing all of this, and like you not only doing all of this, but telling the stories about the people who like also got offed. How are you not getting offed? Like,
I think maybe there's like security in numbers.
That was my other thought. I was like, man, maybe social media and all of that is becoming so massive that like the internet sleuth that we have now, where
They're solving crime.
Oh my God,
they're solving it faster than the police.
One of my favorite things is like where somebody will be like, find me, and just take a photo somewhere, and they will find the plant in the background that only natively grows like in this area and during this time of it is amazing to me.
Did you see that documentary? Something about cats.
Yeah, Don't Fuck with Cats. That was the name of that was the name of it. Don't fuck with cats.
I'm just saying, don't fuck with animals, man. We will come for you.
Why did they create Google Maps? Like, why did the government allow that to be released? Because like, there's so many videos of people like, do you see this building structure, before they scrubbed it out? Like, and they would like get all of this stuff, and it's like, why was that even there before? But also, it's been scrubbed, so like this means that like they trying to hide stuff.
Well, just like the NASA stuff, like you see like footage from NASA that they were live streaming, and then like you saw something weird, like it looked like something was coming, and then there was like a flash, and then went, poof, and then you saw something going after it. So to me, it looks like we're shooting at something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the camera like pans back to the station.
This video was captured by a camera mounted on the bulkhead of the shuttle. A glowing object appears near the horizon. It moves toward the left of the screen, but then quickly moves to the right at an incredible speed. A TV camera mounted on the outside of the shuttle records the scene. A light flashes at the left of the screen, and the object changes direction and streaks away. Later, 2 streaks of light flash through empty space. What did the space shuttle camera capture?
This was the video that convinced NASA not to release the video right away.
And then the next day, like, it's wiped clean. And the only reason why it's still on the internet is because people recorded the live stream.
Yeah.
One, why are you erasing it if it's nothing?
Yeah.
You know, like that is the biggest thing right there. If it's just space debris or weird stuff, there's no reason for you to delete it out of, you know, history of your files.
Yeah.
Okay, another question for you though. Like, would you rather be like ignorant, not know what's going on and happy, or be told everything and like those people in the government say, like, if you knew what I knew, you would not tell the population either. Would you want to know and then just be scared out of your mind or whatever? Like, which one would you choose?
You know what's...
Knowledge or ignorance?
So I've always said, like, when I revisited Matrix, I was like, as an adult, I was like, yo, that's kind of messed up. Leave me in the Matrix. Like, I don't want to live in this dystopian society if the comparison is like me kind of being able to just be like ignorant to whatever, use my body as energy or whatever. Like, I want to live here. I don't want to live in like Kanye's fashion. I'm good on that.
Yeah, it's like, because I mean, I kind of, it almost feels sad to say, but like the ultimate goal, it's selfish, is to be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's gonna make me happy? If you could plug me into a machine and I'm like in Tahiti on the beach drinking and having fun and laughing and just having like my best life, or I could be miserable. Kind of want to not be alive, but I know all the deep dark. That sounds miserable.
Yeah.
That's sad also.
See, and I also think that like what makes all of this interesting is the not knowing. It's the hunt of the information. It's like, ooh, this could be, ooh, this could be. But the second you like know it's true, I think that's where like the dread would begin to set in, and like, yeah, once you know, you can't unknow.
Yeah, I just wonder how much of it is like connected to like this world.
Yeah.
You know, like do our presidents actually know? Because they're only there for 4 years. Yeah. Are we really like every 4 years, you know, or possibly 8? But are they really like, I mean, I feel like there's the leaders that are like on TV, and then there's like the leaders that they're not elected, and they're always going to be there, and they're the ones with the money and the strings.
Yeah.
And we just got demonetized.
I'm just trying not to get off
topic, or just get off?
I am not trying to get off.
Off.
Always trying to get off.